This is a true blue water sailing yacht. You're watching Naughty Styles, and we're back with our affordable liveaboard yacht series. Today we're going to be checking out this 2012 Tartan 47. Tartan.
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 Yep. Tartan
So
yachts.
many of you might not be familiar with this brand, but it is a true amazing quality, proper blue water sailing yachts that we do have a personal connection with.
Actually, I used to manage one of the Tartan yachts. I also know the owners of Tartan yachts, or used to be the owners of Tartan yachts, not
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah, very familiar with the product.
Yeah, it was a really nice couple, and they really cared about this boats being amazing craftsmanship.
High quality build, real solid wood interiors. It's definitely a boat I would totally cruise around the world
They took pride. It was really important to them. We're really excited. We found one here in Miami, right here. So we'll show you.
Shout out to Stephen and Stephanie.
Yeah, shout out if you guys seeing this video. I wanted to say 47 is a pretty fantastic size for world cruising.
Yes,
I feel like
absolutely.
anybody who is professionally cruising the world, you know, like full time, it's somewhere between 45 and 55. It's like this
No, let's say
sweet spot.
like 38 and 50.
I'm saying like you can afford it, you know. Obviously, of
yeah.
course, you can do it in a 35 footer. But that sweet spot, I think it's like that's really what people look for. It's like
Agreed.
45 to 55. So 47 is great. Still under 50 dockage anywhere you go, but you do have the space. So welcome aboard. Let's do
Perfect
it.
couples boat.
Let's do it.
Unconventional, not starting on the stern.
Yeah, we'll start forward and then we'll move into the cockpit and show you guys the interior. I don't know if you guys know, but we do come from sailing background. We started sailing. So many times people ask us, how did we get into it? And we were part of a sailing club. We were chartering sailing monohulls, and then we moved to sailing catamarans, and little by little got into motor yachts and all of that. So this is truly how we started. At one point, like chartering a 47-foot monohull was like a goal. Like
Yep.
that was like really cool. So
Doing
still
like the small Catalina 28s and 32s and
yeah,
you
we
know,
still
it's
like we hold that feeling humble.
Okay, let's start on the foredeck here. So we have our windlass right here. Dual anchor possibility. Right now we only have one anchor installed. We have two electric furling foresails. We got the self-tacker and the Genoa right here forward. Our anchor locker right now has a hose on top, but I'm gonna open it up anyways. There we go. Big locker actually. So we have the chain locker all the way forward. There's another hatch there. And then this one here, you can actually get in. If you don't have the fenders in there, you could totally get in there. Lots of space there for fenders and dock lines, spare lines, etc. Then we have a very large hatch here, overhead hatch, which I believe probably the VIP cabin.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Well, we get an interior. You guys get to tell us which one do you consider a VIP and which one is the owner suite, because we have our ideas why, but
Yep.
you know, curious what you guys are thinking. Which one would you choose as an owner to stay in? I guess would be the right question. All right. Going aft a little bit.
So the deck is all non-skid and it's in fantastic condition. Probably was redone at some point
This
because it
whole
looks brand new.
yacht is in a really good shape.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Whoever owns it has been maintaining it really well. 2012, so that makes it
13
years old, and
Yeah, it looks like brand new.
it's in a great shape.
So then we have a classic main setup here. We have a V-boom.
Or on this vessel, it's actually called the Park Avenue boom. If you don't know what that is, or if you know why, put in the comments for everybody to learn.
Carbon fiber mast, and then the classic mainsail right there in the sailback with lazy jacks going all the way up there.
All the openable hatches have covers on them. That's one of the first signs, you know, of a good ownership. It could also be a blackout covers, but in order to maintain the hatches and they're not cracking and not bubbling, all these things, it's nice when they have the covers. It is something you look for when you're shopping for a boat.
Yep, especially the hatches, they're made out of, or not glass, it's not real glass. So
Yeah.
after a while with the UV exposure, they start getting brittle and fading and you know, become milky.
So this is a great way to protect it, and they're
Correct.
obviously doing that on all of them. a massive hatch here that we'll see from the interior, something to look forward to. So I just wanted to mention that here, if you're sitting here, it's still nice and tall. It's not too tall, so great for sailing. It's a good sailing boat, but you still have a nice headroom here. So you're nice and safe, and with that self-tacker as well, it's nice and open here enough.
Why this is a real true blue water sailing vessel. All the lines are run on top of the deck. Yes, now you can say like, oh, but on the other boats it looks so slick, it's all tucked away. That's correct. If something happens and a line breaks, this is easy to replace. If it's in the deck and you gotta open up a whole bunch of panels, it's not practical.
It's a trade-off. You know, you obviously get that slick look and everything, but it is a bit more difficult if you are sailing in the middle of the ocean somewhere.
If you do only champagne sailing.
Or remote locations where you don't have
Correct.
don't have a lot of help that knows what they're doing.
Another thing I'm seeing immediately here as well, these are stainless steel mosquito screens, which are on the outside of the portholes, and they're of course removable and replaceable. So very cool as well.
This yacht is ready to cruise. It's well equipped for that. The decks are definitely a bit sloped, so that allows for the water to run down really nicely. And it's very comfortable walking forward here. There's a lot of space.
Yeah, even the tow rail here is beautifully varnished.
Yeah, they did a
Gorgeous.
great job maintaining it. So let's go aft here.
Quickly point out behind you, so this vessel is outfitted with a radar on this pole right there, which is on top of the arch, where the solar panels are on, so it's really ready to cruise the world. So then we have our shore power inputs right here. We got big winches here, electric.
Large U-shaped sitting cockpit here. Convertible table here. It pops up.
It pops up,
and
yeah.
then folds out. So it's a great size to easily have dinner here with, 4 to 6 people. You can hang out in this space. One of the unique features of this sailing yacht is the aft area. You don't have like your, typical swim platform with the staircase going down.
You mean like on the more modern, kind of champagne cruise vessels?
See, you have this latch here.
Oh, I see.
So it gets unlatched and then this whole thing folds down. So it is one nice open swim ladder staircase down. If you're out in anchor, out in the islands, it's definitely very easy to get in and out, and you have this convertible space, but then it's all the way up. It's very nice and protected.
So the way it's incorporated right now here, we have the rails go all the way around, and then we have this davit system all the way back here, which has these pulleys. You can lower it into the water, then the tender would be out of the way, and then you would flip it out, and that's your way to actually come back to the boat, to leave the boat, etc.
Rico is sitting in one of these aft princess chairs.
These cushions are so thick.
Super comfy.
It is so comfortable. Whoever owns this boat and put these cushions on probably spends a lot of time here in the back and hanging out.
It's a good spot. And
it's
then,
a really good spot too, visibility-wise.
This is obviously this is loose furniture here.
Correct.
Loose yeah.
Loose furniture.
So yeah, you don't have to have it here. But it's a nice little backrest, and you can put them forward.
Yes.
So you can sit out there forward and have your sundowners.
We got our backstay here for the mainsail. Then here are the solar panels, which I mentioned from over there actually. So we have 2 solar panels on here, which probably is enough to trickle charge your house bank and keep you up and going when you're at anchor.
There's so much shade. I mean, you can open this middle portion up if you wanted to.
The connector piece, yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're sailing, you want to see the sails a little easier, you could do that. But if you are at anchor and if it's, calm weather and stuff, it's pretty amazing to have this shade.
Yes,
or if
for
you're doing
sure.
like long crossings that it's really sunny,
then
that's definitely great.
There are storage compartments everywhere. Here's our propane storage, 2 bottles.
If you guys are trying to figure it out, how do you get from here to here, because this steering wheel is massive, it's huge and very comfy.
Sailboats do have a large steering wheel because they're usually directly attached to the rudder. So you get the feedback from the rudder when you're sailing, but also you need less force to steer because you have the bigger wheel. You have more torque onto your actual rudder with a bigger wheel.
I don't think I knew that. I think I just learned something new.
But now you're at anchor, you're just entertaining, you're not really going anywhere. You open these ones up, you fold this over, same here. You open this up,
check it out.
You fold it over,
Boom.
and now you can actually move comfortably through here without getting hung up by the rudder.
Very cool. So we have that emergency bilge pump right there.
Emergency bilge pump. This is the receptacle here, or you would open this up and underneath is a receptacle for your emergency tiller. So for some reason your cables or whatever linkage you have between the wheel and the rudder is broken and doesn't work, you can attach the emergency tiller right here and still steer.
Down there, you have a little bit of kind of like wet storage, which in this moment they're storing some dinghy fuel.
You have a little bit of storage there, so you can put the cherry can there for the tender, or whatever you want to put there. But it could get wet. We have a very large lazarette storage space.
Yeah, I mean technically you have to take all the cushions off, but we can just lightly.
Okay, I'm just going to lift it up. There we go.
Wow, it is way bigger than I thought it will be.
It's big, yeah. I mean, you can literally go in there.
Smokes.
Very large.
Timeout spot. That's what you call on the boat, you call doghouse.
Cup holders at the helm. Start on the bottom. We have the Volvo RPM gauge right here. Temperature gauge, start, stop, control panel for the Volvo Pentas, breaker switches for deck lights, courtesy lights, navigation lights, and then here we have our autopilot right in the center. Now coming up, got a very large compass right here. Nicely protected from the elements. Electric furlers for the reacher and the jib and the bow thruster control. And then above that, we have a very large Raymarine chart plotter. I've got an anchor remote there and the shift and throttle control right here.
And a little USB chargers.
And what's this?
Dinghy plug.
Drain plug for the tender.
I was like, this is way too easy. What's it called? Yes.
Yeah. Which you don't really want to forget to put in
This is an
before
important one, you guys.
lowering the tender in the water, but it happened to
And you
all of
want
us.
to have a couple of these on board if you can, because if you lose one, you gotta have to do that wooden thing.
If you lose one, you just gotta go fast.
Been there.
Go fast
not a
on the
good
tender.
thing.
It's self-draining.
Not a good thing.
Another electric winch right here, and then we have our lines here: outhaul, main sheet, both reefings, boom vang. All the lines are right here on these clutches here. Then you do have another, wheel right here. You can run this line, which is the Traveler right here. Can run it around here and over to your winch in case you need to, if you can pull it by hand, for example. From the Dodge or the front, the window, it's rollable. You can roll it up and open it up so you get the breeze coming through here. We have two Raymarine multifunction displays mounted forward there where you can put your wind speed, for example, wind direction, your boat speed, whatever you want to put there. You can have it on there. If you want to, of course, you can fold and collapse this entire Dodger or remove it if you want to and keep it completely open. But I mean, this is obviously the way to use it. You want to stay out of the elements. Openable hatches all the way underneath this corner there.
Oh yeah, that's
and
right.
That corner there.
There as well.
Yeah,
All
access to the lazarette and technical spaces.
Now there are two openable hatches here, which we'll see on the interior.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go down our companionway and check it out. So hold on, before you get there, how does this companionway work? Is we do have manual door right here.
Well, it's an insert. It's a slide in.
That goes in here, and this, of course, can close, so you can kind of play with it or however you want to use that.
Correct.
All right, come on in. Alrighty, real quick. Mother's Day is coming up, and if you have not bought a Mother's Day gift for your naughty, that's N-A-U-T-I, mother, we do have some great gift ideas for you in our Shop Naughty store. Check it out. We have tons of amazing jewelry sets. That's probably the easiest and nicest gift you can pick out. Doesn't matter what size. We have stainless steel bracelets. Like, these are some of my absolute favorites. We also have sterling silver and gold jewelry. Just really, really beautiful nautical pieces. Also, really cool fishing collection. We have tons of like fish hooks and different type of fish and marine life, like all of this jewelry out there. Also check out hats, shirts. We got tons of home decor, like throw pillows.
Really cool towels.
Towels, beach towels. There is just a wide variety of nautical things. There are wine tumblers, insulated cups and mugs, and oh my God, we have a big store, you guys. So check out Shop Naughty. Here's the QR code. You can just scan it right here. And we'll also throw in a 15% discount for you guys. So go shopping. All right, back to the tour. Welcome to the salon, or shall we say a saloon, for all our sailors here, because I know you're gonna tear me apart. In the United States, it's perfectly okay to say salon, but if you prefer saloon, we can. So we do have a seating area right here, our indoor dining. It's got a convertible table here with a little poof. So it has a little, I'll show you like that. You can put it here, get it out of the way. And you can easily have dinner here with 6 people. Storage right here. We have big windows on both sides, they're quite large, but that hatch above is the most impressive. It is super, super big. Look at that. So if you open that up, you have lots of breeze coming through here. Then there are 2 other openable hatches here. So if all 3 are open, you don't need air conditioning. And they have these built-in fans.
4 of them.
4 of them. So if anybody has been in a sailboat in the hot climate, you know that this is going to be really, really nice. And there are more of these fans in the cabins as well. So you create this really, really good airflow.
Okay, so we have the nav station right here, chart table, which is really comfortable. You have the chart table, of course, with storage underneath. It's all solid wood. The entire interior, solid wood. Not,
I like how you just went,
well,
such a guy thing to do.
It's not a typical thing anymore in this world.
I know, but you don't ever see girls going like this. That's
Well,
like a guy thing.
Guys do that. Even this little space, look at this. Little nooks and crannies
Solid
everywhere.
wood.
Solid wood. This can come out. You can take the books out, put this back in. It's so cool. It's just little things which make it great. Electrical panel right here, voltage meter right there, VHF radio, generator start remote panel right here. We got our fuel gauges right here, water gauge right there. Autopilot, multifunction, large chart plotter. Let's look right down here. We got our battery switches and breakers right down here. All easily accessible, and then lots of storage there.
Yes, we have drawers there.
And this is cool because it's like the old school kind
old
of.
school,
So
yeah.
you gotta lift them up a little, and then you can slide them out. When you push them back in, they actually sit back into place.
They never come out in rough seas and they never break.
At least in theory.
Yeah, they don't come out.
No,
in
I
rough
don't think
seas.
they
No,
do.
they're pretty good. These here are also really cute. I like these. Haven't seen them in a while, but look,
Yeah.
you've got a hole here and this is how that works. So yeah, they're also quite good. And there's a little bit more storage right here for, oh!
No, it's a bar.
What?
That's our bar
Wow,
right there.
Look, it goes all the way in there.
Yep.
Oh, that's a proper wine storage.
Very cool.
Did not expect that at all. So now, 1 step down.
2 steps, but we have our TV right here.
Why is it 2 steps? It's just 1 step.
2.
No, that's a step. That's
You
not
make
a step.
1, 2 steps
Yeah, but
down.
it's a 1 step.
Yeah.
Put in the comments who's right. Is this a 1 step or a 2 step?
1, 2. 2
I
steps
think
down.
it just means 1 step. What's underneath that?
Open it.
Oh, our fire extinguisher and
Uh-huh.
a little bit of access. Okay, welcome to the galley. So we do have another openable hatch above the stove. Very nice. Proper sailing vessel, gimbaled propane stove. And on this side, we do have our refrigeration. Oh, wow. This is
Oh, wow, cool.
serious. So all of this,
Do you know what the advantage is on top-loading fridges?
it keeps the cool better.
Yeah. Because you're not letting all the cold air out. If you
And
open
that's
this
a
door,
freezer, I think.
that's a freezer, exactly. If you open the side door, all the cold air runs out. If you open the top, cold air is heavier
So
than
the
warm
warm
air.
air comes out.
Exactly. Well,
the
not
warm-
warm air,
the warmer
but,
air.
but it's not depleting all the cold air.
The warmer of the cold air.
No, it's not coming out. It's still warm outside.
Okay.
The cold
so
air stays in.
the cold air stays in. So we have some storage here. Just check it out. Oh, that goes all the way in there as well. That whole thing is a compartment.
Another thing, we're seeing that it's, somebody actually designed and created this cabinetry which had some knowledge.
Yeah.
Sailing
Oh, I see
knowledge.
what you're saying.
It's all vented.
Everything's got vents. Everything has vents here. So it will never have a stuffy smell in there. Everything is airing out.
Yeah.
That's very, very true. We also have our lower access to the fridge here as well.
Yeah, cold air comes out. I feel
now
it.
you feel it. If you don't know how the gimbal stove works, Google it. But there is a way to stop it, of course.
You can literally.
Don't break the stove. And
There we
now it's gimbaled.
Now it's gimbal. Now if we're leaning, sailing, the stove would be like this. Don't worry.
Jesus.
It would be like this. It would be actually straight,
Yeah.
and you can still cook. Of course, you have your rails here. You can put your pot holders on.
And you can lock it in place as well,
There we
like
go.
that. So there's another drawer there. Of course, these are also storage. Wow, look at this. There's a sound bar here.
Yep.
It's nice. There's a little pole here for some pole dancing. And here we have our trash built-in. Very nice. Super convenient if you're cooking underway. You just put the trash right in. You've got dual sinks. This is actually quite large for this size of a vessel. Look at this sink. I mean, you can bathe a small dog in here.
Yeah.
This is crazy. But look, what they've got here, again, sign of a true sailing vessel. Of course, they have a normal sink, which will be the water maker. I don't know which one's which, but one is probably filtered water and one is salt water.
Correct. You got the foot pump there
Foot
for
pump.
the salt water.
So first you're washing your dishes in salt water and then you just lightly rinse them in fresh water, so you save a lot of water. And then of course tons more drawers and all that good stuff. There is a microwave here, some more storage here. It's a good sized galley for the size. I think it's, oh, 2 trash cans. Wow. So that could be your organic trash that you can go overboard if you're crossing an ocean or, you know, going out. Organic trash, perfectly fine to go out.
Yep.
And this could be your solid trash or...
So now, take the camera for a second.
Yeah.
So I'm one of the people who doesn't get seasick. Victoria,
One of those people.
One of those people. Victoria, it depends on the day. But I've done plenty of cooking. I don't know if you guys know, but I actually really enjoy cooking. I've done plenty of cooking underway on monohulls, sailing, heeling. So now, you know, initially when you see this galley, you probably think like, oh, that's like kind of like a small galley, you know, like could be a little bigger. No, this is actually perfect galley because everything you do, anything you do here, you can always tuck yourself into a corner, into this corner when you do the dishes. Here, lean on here. You have ways to secure yourself underway while you're cooking. This is a perfect galley. I wouldn't want it anywhere different than this.
So yeah, it would be like sometimes we would sail and when I would feel seasick and I would look down and he's literally like in the galley with like one leg up, one this, and he's like cooking and frying onions. And I'm like, I'm just look down there. I'm like, oh God, I can't even, oh, and he's just like perfectly fine. So yeah, it's, you know, everyone's different. So speaking of important things on the boat, there is a deep freezer here. They have an extra refrigeration that they added into this space. The way the owners of this boat used it is just the 2 of them, and they use this space actually as their storage for dry goods, for, you know, anything overflow. So they added this freezer here, which is also really good for ice cream.
So we heard.
Yeah, so that would be me. I'll probably add one. Or Nikki. Nikki, Gone with the Winds. She would add
She would have an ice cream
an
freezer.
ice cream freezer. So anyway, here's another openable hatch. This is technically, of course, a really good size twin cabin here, bunk beds. If you guys can see down there, we have some drawers.
If you're using this boat as a couple, I would probably take the mattresses out and make this a storage.
Agreed. Yeah, it would be great. Okay, so now let's go all the way forward. And this is where the importance of everybody chiming in. Which cabin would you use as an owner suite? Technically, this is a VIP, I believe. You'll see why in a moment. But this is bigger than Queen, right?
Yeah, it's tapered in towards the bow of the boat, but it's, I think on the widest part, I want to say it is larger than a Queen, yes.
Yeah, it's a modified Queen. Just learned that from Elaine from Aquila. Thank you for that. Got our storage on both sides. There's a nice ledge everywhere for your nightstand usage. Then right here, we do have a hanging locker, cedar line. Here, there's a bunch of drawers on our starboard. We do have an ensuite, a little bit of a mirror. And then we have a wet head. And that is why I think this is the VIP. Because our aft cabin has a dedicated walk-in shower. So we have our head, a wet head here, fans everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. I feel like they were standard, but if they weren't, then the owners did a great job. So we have some storage here, of course, medicine cabinet right here, sink here, openable porthole.
Look at the floor.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All the
Oh,
woodwork, huh?
Speaking of that, look, 4 more drawers underneath the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good amount of storage for this
Oh,
cabin.
one thing you forgot.
I forgot.
Now I know, actually. So we have this one hatch was cracked open here.
Yeah.
There's another very, very large one that was the forward one all the way there.
Oh, wow.
So now, just think about it. You had anchor. You open up this one and this one. I mean, you most of the time probably don't even turn the air conditioner on
I might be sleeping in this cabin more because of it.
because of the airflow.
Because of the airflow, depending obviously
Yeah.
on the weather. Hang on, what's this? Oh, just access to our water valves.
Yep. Shut off valves.
Yeah, something Grand Marine there. Okay, now let's go aft. We're gonna go this way on our port side into what I believe is our owner suite. But as Rico mentioned, we've got a hatch here.
There are
Those
also port lights which can be opened
right here as
into
well.
the cockpit.
But you definitely get a massive airflow in that cabin. So
But if it's just the two of you on board, you can also leave the doors open the front,
Yeah.
and still sleep in the back.
yeah,
here.
I don't know. Which one would you choose? Let's show you this cabin, the rest of it, and then you guys get to vote.
Low voltage and high voltage breaker switches.
This is how he like shortens the word. Switch. Hanging locker right there. Continuing with some extra storage here. All of this is storage. There's a good amount of storage here for sure. So of course there's a bit of a limited headroom here, but it is king size
I
bed.
think it's a European King.
Yeah, I think it's 180. And that there, what's that?
Access to the probably lazarette space behind, or more storage space.
Again, there are tons of fans everywhere. 1, 2, look at the amount of fans here. And then here we have our little workshop space. And then there's still a couple of drawers. And then look, here's our ensuite, which is also could be a day head, shared head or day head. The way it's designed, it's quite nice. So we do have, as promised, a walk-in shower. There's a bit of storage here. Look at that.
Oh wow.
Very cool.
That's dry storage?
Yeah, dry spot for it. Yeah, exactly. So nice shower right here. Got a sink, a little bit of storage underneath, and of course storage right there, and our head. Very convenient on the
Bathroom.
same level. Yeah, it's really good. Also, if you're sailing, you've got a head right here. Just come straight down. So that's nice. All right, now let's show you the
Engine compartment.
compartment.
So, most sailboats have it actually set up like this, that it's under the companionway, and then you of course have more access, not just from here. There's a panel right there. There's a panel right there underneath here. Actually,
Yeah,
it goes
and behind,
underneath.
I saw the panel also.
And there's a large panel on the back end as well, so you can open everything up and get your access to the main engine to do your service work.
Looks like a very clean engine right there.
Yeah, it looks super clean. The bilge too, completely bone dry. So yeah, so that's your main engine, not much to it. 4-cylinder Volvo diesel engine. That's it.
There's another compartment that we can show.
There's another compartment, correct. And then move this.
All right. This is quite
move
interesting.
this.
Wow. Look how that seat just went with it. That was pretty
Seat
cool.
went with it, exactly. So
Check it out.
we do have our generator here, which is a Northern Light in this case. Our sea strainer for the generator right there. Then we have our primary fuel filters right there. Everything down here. Bilge pump, of course, down there. Batteries underneath this. So we still have a little bit of space. You could put actually a little crate on top with some spare oil or whatever you need. But you have a huge lazarette, so you can just throw that in there. I think that's perfectly fine. Unusual, the generator right here in the floor.
Alrighty, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this tour. Hit that like button, subscribe, and really write us a couple of comments. We'll see you in the comment section. We do try to read as many comments as we can and answer some of the questions and chime in the conversations that you guys are having. And make sure you check us out on Patreon. Bye! Oh, you found
Oh, this is comfy.
a nice seat. What do we call these? Are these also princess chairs?
Stern seats, stern princess chairs. Well, let's wait.
Let's wait.
I'm afraid that he's like again like pushing gas or not.